It's cold. It's Friday. I'm in a house coat and a fur coat and a fur hat. Welcome to Friday. Today is my darling husband's birthday, and I have given him the day to do with as he pleases. So he's played guitar a little bit, and we're reorganizing the drum room a little bit, and we're working on this, that, and the other, and it's a good day for it. We are snowed in since about 9 o'clock this morning. It has snowed 4.5 inches here in Taves Valley. I had to look at my measuring stick over here. But there's so much to talk about. I would have had time to put my makeup on, but we have to talk about too much. I'm going to make sure that you're watching. There's too much going on we need to talk about on today, Friday, February the 6th, 2026. Number one, the U.S. and China have called for an immediate evacuation of citizens in Iran. If you're in Iran, get out now. Leave immediately. Do not pass go. Do not click $200. Get out. Get your stuff and get. That just came across the wire about an hour ago. If you're in Iran and you're an American citizen, get out. Get out now. Get your stuff and come home. Okay? I don't know if you'll be watching this over here, but just letting you know. But no one's talking about the fact that the U.S.-Iran nuclear talks are today. Probably has nothing to do with the immediate evacuation, but, you know, that's going on across the pond. In other news, Pizza Hut is closing hundreds of its stores in 2026, and Bahama Breeze is now no more. So if you have one of those stores in your town, say goodbye to it. If you have a Pizza Hut, don't get real attached. So, they don't know which ones are going to shut yet, but I have a feeling that we're going to do a major overhaul. I say we like I am part of the Pizza Hut corporate. No, worked there. We've all worked there. Everybody's worked at the Hut. They're closing some of them. Get ready for that. Minute Maid, after 80 years of having frozen concentrate juices in the frozen aisle, no more. Discontinued. I don't know what older ladies are going to do about church socials and baby showers without an ice ring of sherbet and a Minute Maid punch. But we're going to have to come up with some new options. But as of today, Minute Maid has discontinued its frozen juice concentrate after more than 80 years. Savannah Guthrie's mom, today is the first deadline for the ransom at 5 p.m. Mountain Time for Nancy Guthrie. She's 84 years old. She left her phone at home. They have found foul play at the house. They don't know who did it. They don't know why they did it. They don't know who's done it. They don't know if she's okay. Trump's offered all the help that he can provide. Savannah's pushed off having to host for the Olympics because of this, and no one seems to know what's going on. My personal speculation is that her husband is Michael Feldman. Michael Feldman, who was the traveling chief of staff and the head political advisor for Al Gore during the Gore-Clinton administration. After he got out of government, he proceeded to start a pretty big marketing firm that kind of rebrands and protects your assets if you're going to be running for office, investigated by the Congress, questioned by the Senate. They kind of protect your integrity and your reputation as a political figure, social person, celebrity. That's what their job is. That's what his political firm does. Of course, I'm just speculating, but it seems to me that maybe since Hillary and Bill are going to be testifying before the House Oversight Committee on the 26th and 27th day of February, they might have reached out to Michael Feldman's political group and said, we're going to need your help with some social media stuff to handle this bad press. And knowing Michael and his good heart, he probably said, no, I didn't work for y'all since the 90s. I really don't want to take that on. That seems like a lot. And you know what happens to people when they don't agree with what the Clintons say to do? Just my speculation. But speaking of things that are absolutely true, Candace Owens called out Erica Kirk about an hour and a half ago with about a 20-minute letter, public letter, read aloud on her website, on her platform, on her TikTok, on her Facebook, to where in which she calls Erica a liar. Flat out. Erica Kirk's a liar. And Candace Owens is putting it all into the bank, saying, I'm going 100% in. I 100% believe that France and Israel is responsible for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And if you're really digging into the Epstein files, you'll realize that Erica's been a recruiter for that island for a long damn time. But what do I know? I'm just a country music singer, and I just well-read. The IRS is going to be doing a major overhaul on all the banks that were involved with the Minnesota fraud. Meaning that every single bank that you probably know and love that's a national chain, and some of those little mom and pop ones that we still get our Christmas clubs at, going under a big, huge microscope because they're going to be held accountable for all the money that they washed for the Minnesota fraud. Well, that fraud's coming out in California now, too. Speaking of California, the taxes to drive there are astronomical, which are why people are leaving in droves. And also, the L.A. mayor has just lied her ass off about the L.A. Fire Department report about the wildfires, just fudging it a little bit, so whereas the city's not as liable for the damages and the reclamation. But, it just runs rampant, just like that Mamdani up in New York. They had heat in 2 weeks. They have garbage piled up on the street, and now the rumor is that he's the illegitimate child of the late, great Jeff Epstein. I feel like this is a long game that's been coming over since the 90s, and all of us have been sitting in a basement eating Cheetos with a tinfoil hat going, "I told you so," screaming it into our dial-up modem. Could be wrong. But I'm 42, kind of friggin' over it, and I remember the days when you actually had to call somebody, talk to the parents to ask to speak to them on the phone, and then you had to verify your sources and cite them in MMA format. So, MLA format. So, I come from a different era to where actually you back up what you say, which is what we needed to talk today. The Olympics are starting in Milan this evening. Yours truly has lived in Milan for a brief time. Actually, I was in Busto Arsizio, which is right outside Milan. But I did learn how to cook in Milan, and I loved it very much, even though I was the fattest girl in northern Italy, and they could tell that I was American just by the way that I looked. But that's going on tonight. Make sure you tune in and catch up. We're really excited about that. Go USA. The Super Bowl LX is in San Fran on Sunday. Seahawks and Patriots don't really give a damn about either one. And apparently... Evil Rabbit's playing, Bad Bunny, whatever his name is. I don't know. I'm not going to be watching it. I have better things to do on Sunday. Like talk to Jesus about all this mess that's going on in the world. So, Trump RX is off and running. If you need prescriptions, don't go to your middleman. Don't stand in line at Walgreens. Just have Daddy Trump send them to your door. Affordable, direct to you. Good for everybody. Check it out. What else do we know about today? Oh, there's an Airbnb that's possibly a biolab in Las Vegas, and the housekeeper said that when a lot of people walked in there, they got really deathly ill. And it's really funny because the guy that owns that Airbnb is also under fraudulent charges in California for also owning a biolab that was illegal, and I'm wondering how many biolabs are just around. Is that worse than meth labs? Seems like everybody's doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing in their bathrooms. Clean your tubs, wash your sinks. Quit making drugs in the bathroom. Quit feeding the whores drugs. Did you learn nothing from Kamala? Okay, also, this just in, maybe check out what kind of bread you're eating, because glyphosate is found in a lot of the bread that we're giving our kids and youngins and everybody around us on toast and sandwiches. You know what it is, right? Glyphosate? You know what that is? Glyphosate, the main ingredient in Roundup. It's in your bread. Check your labels. So, turns out they've been poisoning us forever, and Mike Tyson's doing a whole Super Bowl commercial about how processed foods are killing us one at a time, and Bill Gates knew about it because he's in the Epstein files and he's trying to drug his wife. That couldn't be why she divorced him, though. I've seen Sleeping with the Enemy. All you have to do is make sure that the towels are hung straight. So, there's that going on. Maybe we should start eating dandelions instead of killing them, because dandelions help with your blood pressure and your heart and your stress level, but glyphosate kills dandelions, and glyphosate is in Roundup, and Roundup also causes cancer, and the people who on Roundup also own the people that own the chemotherapy. And so, do you see where this is going? Do you see where it's going? Grow your own food, smoke your own pot, stay the hell out of the pharmacy. And, Trump's even saying that. Don't go to the pharmacy. If you need something, we'll get it to you. Grow your own food. Eat real food. Eat better. Drink more milk. Check your bread. We don't do artificial dyes. Doritos are no longer orange. Don't freak out. It's because corn's not orange. We knew they were going to figure us out. Damn it. So, how about grow your own food, mind your own business, keep to yourself, keep your head down, don't go messing with the snow and ice, and for whatever reason, quit frauding the government and getting involved in affairs that don't really matter to you. Just because we're Americans don't mean that we America-shoulds. Sometimes you just need to sit down, think about it, and have a snack, and have a nap. That's in the Bible. $1.5 billion is being pulled from Democratic states' DOT departments. Trump's just not going to give you no money. You're going to talk shit about him? Good luck with your roads. That's pretty much what he said. I'm paraphrasing, but, you have to read the whole thing to be sure. The Epstein files suggest that Joe Biden was actually shot in 2019, and that during his presidency, he was replaced with a well-known actor in a Biden mask. At this point, I'm not really, cannibal cocktails and adrenochrome and surrogates and Romanian orphanages and Nickelodeon and Justin Timberlake's and Kevin Spacey's and Jack Nicholson's and Prince dying and Michael Jackson keeping people at Neverland instead of him being a pedophile. He was actually trying to save them. Everybody tried to say that, and then they killed him. And then Robin Williams said, wouldn't it be crazy that, Prince and Jack Nicholson and Mick Jagger and who else did he say? And Puff Daddy's all on the same stage? I think he knew. I'm starting to question everybody who's had an unfortunate death in the past 30 years, including Princess Diana, Mandela, and Robin Williams. I'm starting to really wonder if Prince took too much propofol or if maybe somebody knew something that he shouldn't have known and he told somebody that he shouldn't have told. I'm kind of wondering if Michael Jackson wasn't a pedophile, but maybe a savior and was trying to save all them little kids from getting just absolutely trafficked and killed on Epstein Island. But what do I know? All of this is just speculation, and we're new boot gooping, so no need to get your panties in a wad. But just fun to think about, ain't it? I'm all about natural herbs for stress. My favorite one being marijuana, which is referenced in the Bible in Jonah 4:6 when it said that he provided a disgruntled Jonah a leafy plant which caused him shade and eased his discomfort, and he was very glad in it. It also says in Genesis that every seed-bearing fruit that you see among you, you may have, except for the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. Neither one is marijuana. Smoke it up. Calm down. Quit taking pills and powders and things that have man-made components in it, and then you won't end up there at West Irving Cemetery because of the sackler bunch that Bashir brought in before he became the governor. Pretty simple. If you can't keep up, I advise you to go back and watch the replay, slow it down, listen faster, and take notes, because I can't talk no slower, and the information's coming in quicker than I can dissipate it to the people that need it. In case anybody gives a damn, polls are showing that Bashir is the most popular Democratic governor, which I think is kind of like being the smartest kid on the short bus, but whatever. Let's just ask him where he got all that money to go overseas and get them new Gap jeans for his TV appearance and what he did with all that teacher's pension retirement that he just kind of got rid of. We just need to talk about things. This is the man saying that we're not going to deal with ICE in the state of Kentucky. We're not going to deal with this kind of thing. Okay, this is the same guy who told you to call and report your neighbors if they went to church during COVID, right? This is the same guy who told you to call the state police if you saw more than 6 people gathered in one place at one time. We're all in this together. Okay, Bashir. Okay. It wouldn't surprise me if he had been over to the island and back a time or two. Does anybody else remember this when we were all in high school and they were out doing like an incredible model search, the nationwide model search? Go to a mall. Megan Fox got discovered at a mall. Go to a mall. Brooke Shields got discovered at a mall. Go to a mall. Send us your headshots. 15, 16, 17 years old. We can make you a model. You can be on Teen People tomorrow. Hundreds of girls showed up in local malls, took pictures front and back, sent them off to somebody that we didn't know. We were called for the call back after the cattle call. They wanted us to go to New York by ourselves without parental supervision. I think they were trafficking them then. This was also during the Kids Incorporated, Stacey Ferguson, Justin Timberlake, Mario Lopez, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Martika, who just disappeared without a trace after her career didn't go the way that she wanted it to go, and the Disney Channel let her go. It's funny to me that, Amanda Bynes and Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus and Lindsay Lohan and, a lot of child stars came out of that time. A lot of child stars. Ryan Gosling, Britney Spears, Jessica Simpson. We all thought that we could be somebody, and then they started making TV shows telling you that you could be somebody too, and turns out it's all about ratings and not about talent. You're going to need a lot of money, and network is worth more than net worth, so keep that in mind. And if you want to make it in this industry as a celebrity, get the fuck out of where you're going to. Best place to start is at home and build your following and then go from there. But there's a lot of things that's been pulled over our eyes for the past 25, 30, 40 years, and everybody's starting to go, was the Challenger a diversion? Why was the Monica Lewinsky thing such a big deal? Why are there so many Somalians in Minnesota, of all places? That's not a place that's like Somalia. It's cold there. Why are they going up there? Does anybody else think that maybe there's a thread on a big Minority Report book, like billboard somewhere with all this red yarn going, what if Erica Kirk is John Benet Ramsey? These are things that I think about. And turns out I'm a conspiracy actualist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Because the difference between conspiracy theory and fact these days is about 3.5 weeks. So in summation, they're closing some Pizza Huts. Bahama Breeze is gone. Trump RX is off and running. Get the hell out of Iran. Let's find Nancy Guthrie. Quit eating bread that's got bad shit in it and Roundup. Don't have biolabs. Don't send your money to Somalia. Don't interfere with snow and ice. And get the hell down, because this is fixing to hit the fan. Did I miss anything? Is that enough for a Friday? We were talking about that too. Barbizon. My mom was a Barbizon model in the 70s, and there was crazy things going on in the 70s. I don't even want to imagine what was going on in the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s when we all thought the world was going to end with Y2K, and they thought, well, let's just get it while the getting's good. Just things I think about. But the Benghazi suspect has been arrested and extradited back to the United States. He's being tried today, so finally a small victory in that big fiasco. Thanks, Hillary. And Candace Owens, let's be praying for her. Let's be praying for her. She went to the mat today and she said that France and Israel were directly responsible for the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and Erica lied about it. Yeah. Yeah. And she's got receipts. So, if a woman ever says, first of all, rest assured she has done her research and probably has charts and graphs. And if I ever say the utter of the phrase, if I recall correctly, I am recalling correctly, and I'm just being real polite to make you not seem so stupid. So, that's what's going on in the news today, other than it's still snowing. My chickens can't figure out what's going on. My turkey's freezing to death, and the ducks are trying to fly. That's about it. So, wash your hands, say your prayers, because germs and Jesus and Nipah virus is everywhere. People are still testing positive for COVID, even though I thought that PSYOP was over a long time ago. Gate kids are starting to wake up and realize that the reason we were taking fluoride and taking all these tests and putting together puzzles is because we're actually sleeper agents. So, lots to think about in the coming weeks. Thank you. I've been compared to Robin Williams a lot of times. I'm not as physical as he is, but I am as fast. Speaking wise. So, anyway, in the meantime, friends, keep your Bibles open and your powder dry on your head on a swivel, because Jesus is coming and he'll be here soon. We're 86 minutes till the doomsday clock, and everybody's freaking out about it. The Aztecs knew this the whole time, and all we've got is technology and AI telling us to go the other way. Always, always keep a warm coat or a blanket with you in case you see somebody in need while this weather's getting bad. Try to stay off the roads if you can avoid it. Don't mess with snow and ice. No good comes of it. And as always, friends, and perhaps the most important of all, remember, I'm Sarah Beth Terry, and you're not. Bye.